submitting myself to the Supreme Personality, Bhagwan Swaminarayan. Jai Swaminarayan. Dear students, there was a great devotee of Bhagwan Swaminarayan, namely Darbar, who was the king of Lodhika, and his son was Abhaysing. This young Abhaysing was heartless, no mercy on creatures. Abhaysing used to regularly go for hunting. The tragedy was such that Father Jibhai used to spend his time in devotional activities, and whereas Abhaysing used to spend his time in bleeding creatures, enjoying meat and so on. Once, on the day of Ekadashi, Father Jibhai told to Abhaysing, "Dear son, today is Ekadashi. Please don't consume anything except fruits and falahar." Abhaysing replied, "Yes, my dear father, I'll not consume anything except fruits and falahar." Saying so, Abhaysing left home. But today, Abhaysing did something different. He shot 3 to 4 pigeons and cut off their tiny tongues, brought it to home and gave it to his father as a falahar of Ekadashi. Seeing such a cruel and merciless act of Abhaysing, Jibhai felt extreme panic but was helpless. After a few days, a great saint of Bhagwan Swaminarayan, Sadguru Guru Gopalanand Swami arrived in the nearby village. Hearing so, Jibhai went to have darshan of Swamiji. Jibhai did Danvat Pranam and later opened up his heart, shared the present situation of a devil-like son, Abhaysing. Gopalanand Swami consoled Jibhai and said, "Jibhai, don't worry, everything will be fine very soon." Whereas on the other hand, at the same time, Abhaysing was chasing a deer in the jungle for hunting. By pursuing that deer, Abhaysing came to the village where Gopalanand Swami was present. Now Abhaysing was tired. To quench his thirst, Abhaysing came to the forum of the village where Gopalanand Swami was preaching his father and other devotees. Jibhai introduced Abhaysing before Gopalanand Swamiji and asked Abhaysing to bow down at the feet of Swami. Abhaysing bowed down and touched the pious feet of Swamiji, where Gopalanand Swamiji casted a sharp glance on Abhaysing. Abhaysing could not match his eyes with Gopalanand Swami. Later, Gopalanand Swami enlightened and inspired Abhaysing with his powerful words. And then Gopalanand Swamiji kept both the hands on the head of Abhaysing and said, "May Abhaysing surpass his father in a such devotion of Bhagwan Swaminarayan." By seeing such a mercy of Gopalanand Swami, Abhaysing's heart melted. With the regret of the past sins he had committed, Abhaysing fell at the feet of Swamiji and asked, "Swamiji, how can I get rid of these many sins I have committed?" Gopalanand Swamiji initiated Abhaysing with Vartman Diksha. From that moment, Abhaysing took Panch Vartman Diksha from Gopalanand Swami and became a staunch devotee of Bhagwan Swaminarayan. Abhaysing gave 5 promises to Gopalanand Swami. The very first promise was, "From today, I will not drink alcohol. I will never eat meat. I will never steal anything. I will never commit adultery. And I will never eat impious food. Dear Swamiji, I will follow all these 5 Panch Vartman even at the cost of my head." Dear students, Bhagwan Swaminarayan had commanded all these 5 Panch Vartman, the 5 spiritual disciplines, for the householder devotees. A man once who was a meat eater, once who was a hunter, now became such a devotee who performs puja 4 hours every day. Today let's see how Abhaysing, a lion-like brave devotee of Bhagwan Swaminarayan, stood with the very first Vartman of not to drink alcohol even in the difficult circumstances. Once, Abhaysing was invited at the royal court of King Jam Sahib of Jamnagar on the occasion of Princess' wedding ceremony, where everyone in the party were intoxicated with alcohol, including the King Jam Sahib. Abhaysing was also present in the party, but did not participate. Abhaysing was not at all interested in drinking alcohol and going with intoxication. There were also few people present in the party who were aware of Abhaysing's old habits. So these people offered Abhaysing a glass of alcohol. Abhaysing politely denied stating the reason of being a devotee of Bhagwan Swaminarayan. This behavior of Abhaysing was a bit irritating to the courtiers, and there were also few people present in the party who were jealous of Abhaysing. These jealous people, they thought that we have to make Abhaysing drink alcohol by hook or by crook. So these jealous people, they provoked King Jam Sahib, stating, "Your Majesty, Abhaysing has changed nowadays. He no more likes our company. He will not drink alcohol even if you offer it to him." Jam Sahib was provoked. He got up, went near to Abhaysing and offered him a glass of alcohol. Abhaysing accepted the glass of alcohol and placed it back into the plate. Abhaysing said, "Your Majesty, with due respect I accepted the glass, and respecting my beloved God Bhagwan Swaminarayan, I placed it back into the plate." Hearing such polite and bold words of Abhaysing, these jealous people once again pinned King Jam Sahib, stating, "Your Majesty, Abhaysing is now insulting even you in front of all of us." Listening to these words, Jam Sahib became so angry and warned Abhaysing to drink alcohol by any means. Jam Sahib said, "Abhaysing, take this glass and drink alcohol right now, or else it won't be fair for you. And it's not my warning to you anymore, but it's my order to you." Now the complete party turned into silence. Everyone were just waiting to see what Abhaysing would do. Would Abhaysing drink alcohol or deny? But let's stop here. Dear students, what would you do if you face this kind of situation? What would you do when someone forces you to do something wrong? When someone forces you to eat meat? Or when someone forces you to drink alcohol? Or when someone forces you to steal anything? How will you respond to these situations? Just think yourself. Well, would you shout at that person? Or would you leave away the place? Or would you accept it once and later do prayashchit? Or would you never accept it at all? What would you do? Well, let's see how a lion-like brave devotee, Abhaysing, responded to the same situation. Now the situation is that King Jam Sahib had ordered Abhaysing to drink alcohol by any means, and there is no other option left with Abhaysing. Nobody could think what Abhaysing would do. But all of a sudden Abhaysing pulled out his sword. The moment Abhaysing pulled out his sword, everyone in the party thought that Abhaysing would kill Jam Sahib. Thinking this, everyone in the party also took out their swords. Dear students, in olden days people were so crazy that they don't even bother about their life when it's a matter of their honor and insult. But here, to everyone's surprise, Abhaysing bowed down in front of Jam Sahib, surrendered his sword, saying that, "Your Majesty, take this sword and behead me, and then pour as much as alcohol you want to pour into my throat. But until and unless there is a kanthi of Bhagwan Swaminarayan into my neck, not even a single drop of alcohol can flow down to my throat. And Your Majesty, I have promised to my beloved God Bhagwan Swaminarayan and my Guru Gopalanand Swami that I'll follow all these 5 Panch Vartman even at the cost of my head. So today I am here to pay the cost of my head for the promise I made to my Guru and my beloved God. So Your Majesty, please take this sword and behead me." For a moment, everyone in the party was shocked and freezed. Wherever they were, they came out of intoxication. But whereas these words of Abhaysing made Jam Sahib more angry, Jam Sahib took his sword, raised his hand to behead Abhaysing, but all of a sudden, Shriji Maharaj in a divine form blocked Jam Sahib's hand, and Jam Sahib could not lower down his hand. This incident shook Jam Sahib, and he regained consciousness and realized, "Why am I unable to shake my hand? I think something is protecting Abhaysing." Finally, the sword fell down from the hand of Jam Sahib. Jam Sahib was overwhelmed by a mountain-like unshakable commitment of Abhaysing. Jam Sahib made Abhaysing stand up and said, "Abhaysing, I am so proud of you. I am so happy that a devotee of God like you resides into my kingdom." Saying so, Jam Sahib embraced Abhaysing and honored him in front of everyone. From that time, the name of Abhaysing was written as a lion-like brave devotee of Bhagwan Swaminarayan into the history of Swaminarayan Faith. Dear students, Abhaysing did not compromise with the promise of Panch Vartman even in such a deadly situation. You may be thinking that this charitra took place almost 200 years back, which is not relevant to current era. But dear students, it's not like that. Let me today proudly share one such small incident of your Gurukul brother. His name is Omkar Bellure, studied in Swaminarayan Gurukul, Hyderabad. He cracked NDA, National Defense Academy, in the very first attempt. He received the post of Lieutenant Officer. After the selection in NDA, the selected 100 Lieutenant Officers were given a party, where Omkar was also present in the party. There in the party, alcohol and meat was among the dishes. All the officers were enjoying it happily, whereas Omkar did not consume anything. His officers had forced him to drink alcohol, but Omkar denied politely. They became ridiculous and started misbehaving with Omkar out of intoxication. They said, "Hey you guy, if you won't drink this alcohol, you have to pay fine for it." Likewise, they started insulting and misbehaving with Omkar. But still, Omkar stood strong but did not drink alcohol. By the force of his seniors, Omkar paid 5,000 rupees as fine but did not drink alcohol. Dear students, not only once, Omkar was invited many times to such parties, but he never consumed alcohol, but stood strong with the Panch Vartman. Dear students, when your Gurukul brother Omkar can do it, when Abhaysing can do it, why can't you? If they can do, then you can too. Remember, lion never graze with the mob of sheep, and you are a lion of Bhagwan Swaminarayan, never graze with the worldly people. So dear students, let's follow Panch Vartman very strongly like Abhaysing and please Bhagwan Swaminarayan and saints. Thank you. Jai Swaminarayan.